Hello everyone, it's Barry here. Welcome to my Virgin Kitchen. I hope you are well. I really felt like saying good morning today because it's good morning for me where I am, but you could be watching anywhere in the world at a different time. And that, my friends, is the beauty of the internet. Generally, you used to say the internet's never going to take off, and now it's kind of like my job, isn't it? Weird, huh? Didn't get an email address for like 2 years until they actually really kicked in, you know? Ugh. Enough of that. Boston, have you ever wondered how to make nice, shiny chocolate? I have. This is a video I've wanted to do for absolutely ages. Today, we are going to try and temper chocolate, all three types. So your milk, your white, and your dark. And I didn't realise specifically with white chocolate that you could actually temper it, but you can. And when I say tempering chocolate, I want to do a typical Barry joke and say, oh, it's like making chocolate angry. It's not, it's really important. As Homer knows, there's actually 3 different ways that you can temper chocolate, and actually probably some more as well. There's the microwave method, which to be honest is what I normally do, but I probably fluke my tempering. There's the marble method, which a lot of like big chocolatiers do because you can do it en masse. You basically need a big slab of marble for that. And the other method is the seeding method, which is what we're going to do. For the reason you temper chocolate, I don't know if you might have seen it on quite a lot of my videos before when I've melted chocolate, particularly on some of the giant foods actually, you kind of get like a more of a dull finish on it. Sometimes you can get these white patches occur, and it's just not going back to its original state, if you know what I mean. And that's all to do with sugar crystals. But what are sugar crystals, I hear you cry, Amy? Well, I don't really know. Tempering chocolate means heating and cooling in a controlled way to ensure that the crystals in the cocoa butter are small and even in size. This results in a lovely shiny surface and a snap when you bite into it. This is what I was saying. Chocolate that isn't tempered or is tempered incorrectly can crumble easily, feel grainy on the tongue or too soft, and even get a bloom of white cocoa butter patches on it. I don't know if you've ever made homemade chocolates and gone, look, I've made this, and then like it's sort of melting in your hand. It shouldn't do that. Hopefully you can tell, as always, I'm really excited about this video. I did some edible video game controllers a while ago. I think I might put some spares into that, but I'm also going to be doing a collaboration with Ashens where we're going to actually make it so that these physically work. Look out for that soon, we're working on it. But what I am going to use is a standard thin, because it's all about the snapping of the chocolate, right? So I've got a chocolate bar mold, milk, white, dark, and what we'll do is do half the way I normally do it, and then the other half of the actual bar of each type of chocolate, tempered and non-tempered, to see if there's much of a difference, okay? And finally, for reference, the chocolate I'm using, we've got a dark one with a really high cocoa percentage value. Try and get that, very nice. All really good quality sort of baking chocolates, you know. The same with the milk, but the white, I've always had problems with white chocolate. If you play around with white chocolate, it seizes, it's horrible. So if we can pull this off, it's the one I'm most excited about. Okie dokie then, for complete transparency, and whilst on the subject of that, I have now created the clear recipe playlist. I'm going to work on some more because you guys love them so much. This will go for all the chocolates, but I'm just showing you with the milk. I've got the same size bar that I'm going to use just to melt it how I normally would, exactly the same, and then this will be tempered. And for all the ones that are going to be tempered, what we need to do is finely chop all of them. Now the ones that aren't going to be tempered, I'm going to leave those more towards the end, but I just tend to just snap them. I don't chop it up finely and just shove them in the microwave. So like I say, I could end up tempering it. The other thing to tell you about these chocolates, the milk, the dark and the white, is they each have their individual separate tempering temperatures. I'll do a proper write-up on the website, but if you're already on the website, hello. The other thing you could do, you could actually run it through a grater. What a great idea. Dad joke. We've now got 6 bowls down there of the 3 different chocolates. So 2/3 of the chocolate is in the larger bowl. That is because we need a pan of simmering water, which is just going on right there. Just while that water's coming to a simmer, this is the most critical tool you're going to need in this whole thing, because this is a digital thermometer. The temperatures are very, very specific. It's kind of like Pythagoras' theorem at school, 3 point whatever is that number. When I went to school, there was a kid that memorized Pythagoras' theorem. There was a book. I didn't know this, and it just went on for like 100 pages. He memorized the whole thing. It's insane. This is a candy thermometer. I would definitely recommend using this above one of these because it's quite hard to read the readings on it. So we're going to melt the 2/3 bowls, the larger bowls. Once it reaches the specific temperatures, which are here right now, we'll take it off the heat, keep it warm, shove in the smaller bowl that will bring it down, and the sugar crystals will all sort of love each other, baby. It's that a circle? It's an apple. I've changed my mind, guys. I'm going to let the water stay cold and then slowly bring it up to a heat. I want to give the chocolate, boom, that's our 2/3 of chocolate, the most time to kind of melt before that temperature hits, okay? This is going to go to 45? Yeah, between 43 to 45C. Someone did suggest that I get hold of this kitchen gadget for tempering chocolate, but I've noticed that the thermometer doesn't really start till like there, and I don't think my chocolate will go that deep. I'm just going to use this one because I'm used to it, and it's got, I can just literally stick it right in there, and I can change it from Fahrenheit to centigrade anyway. And just a normal spatula, so I can scrape it down to try and form some sort of puddle to get a good reading. Now the other thing with white chocolate particularly, make sure none of this is wet, otherwise the chocolate will seize. It is a nightmare for that. And remember, we've got that bowl of 1/3 of leftover chocolate, which we'll put there once that's melted. So stirring it will help even the heat as well, so do that. And the great thing about a spatula is just that scrapey, make a puddle. So I'm not going to do this with all 3 chocolates, we'll skip the next 2, but I'm just trying to really show you this. But I'm really interested to see what the final difference will be between all of them. The most important thing I feel is getting that temperature right. So even if there are a few lumps, I can stir them through with the other third we got over there. The minute it hits 43, I'm going to turn it off the heat, so I've got a little bit of leeway. Oh my gosh, this is intense. And I am pressing record on the camera, that's always good. This is where I normally forget. All right, heat's off. Oh no. Chocolate in anyway, so stir it through using the residual heat. Some people wrap it in a tea towel now to keep it warm, but I think if I go get a tea towel, one, I'll try and make it look like the scene from E.T. where he's wearing a red hoodie on the bike, or is that the kid? I can't remember. And 2, I just want to make the most of that heat in there right now. See, that's the spatula, how we can scrape it like that. Love it. Oh my gosh, my guns. Just a little tip, I had to clean off my temperature thing there. Don't wash it, because you don't want to break it at any point, like get any water in there. Just give it some kitchen towel on there, okay? I've gone for about 8 of these things. So the heat has melted the other third, right? But we need to now bring this down to 27 degrees. And there's nothing more we can do. Don't put it outside, don't put it in the fridge, don't accelerate it, just let it do its thing. And then we warm it up again. Gotta love those sugar crystals, eh? So just let it drop. I've just looked and we let it drop to between 25 to 27 and then we increase it to 28. This seems pointless. But in all honesty, I think the reheating bit is optional. Okie doke. So I've still got the water there, which I'll be using for the other ones. Straight down, and I'm gonna watch it like a hawk. I will say though, this looks like the best white chocolate I have ever melted in my life. It just, I don't know, it looks like one of those adverts or something. Come on. Yes. Getting the milk chocolate on to go now. So this is perfectly tempered chocolate and we need to pour it into our mold now, otherwise you reheat it to that temperature until you're ready to set it. So let's do it. One end's gonna be the tempered chocolate, the other end's gonna be the normal chocolate. I put a little snip in the top there so I can see this is the tempered end. So I'm gonna save that half for my normal style chocolate that I'm gonna melt in the microwave. But I might as well fill it in a controller container as well. As I say, for complete transparency, this is how I'd normally melt my chocolate. I wouldn't really even break it up that much. I'm gonna shove it in my microwave on 30-second blasts. Every 30 seconds, stir it. Every 30 seconds, stir it, okay? Otherwise, especially with the white. Ugh. This technique feels so novice now compared to that other step. Ah, I forgot how hot that gets. And that is how I would normally melt my chocolate. 2-minute, 30-second blasts. We'll spoon the non-tempered white chocolate into this half. And I'll do a controller as well. So the non-tempered ones I'm deliberately going to make messy. I'm just going to leave these to stand and set while I make my other 3 chocolates. I'm going to montage this bit. going in the fridge now to firm up for a couple of hours, so I'm going to have an apple and then start to edit you. Yeah. I'm just editing you, and I realise I haven't done any real dad jokes, so is this a long, time-consuming process? I should, Coco. So it's had 2.5 hours in the fridge. Oh! You see that? Oh. Now, I've made a hole in my Death Star, but my aim was this was tempered chocolate. I wanted to see, because it's supposed to hold that. Can you hit that? Like, if I used normal chocolate, it wouldn't have been like that. Yeah, I'll just take 1/2 out, but look, this was just the reason why I did that, but yeah, you can see the video on that if you want, but look, that, it's like proper snapping. It doesn't feel like clammy, if that makes sense. I think I'll leave the rest of that. So this was tempered chocolate as well in the Back to the Future molds. Oh wow, these have turned out amazing. Look, I'll do the big one so you can see it. Look at that. And it might sound really weird, but it actually, when I melt chocolate normally, it kind of feels and looks still like chocolate rather than some, again, clammy thing. It's taking me all this time to do this and I'm not even mad. I don't even have a temper. Okay, so here is our chocolate bars. This is the non-tempered end, and the bit with the slit down the bottom is the tempered chocolate, as we know. You can actually see, hopefully the camera's going to pick it up as well as what I'm seeing. This is exactly the same chocolate, but there is, even by doing this, a slight colour difference. Particularly like right here, looking at it, I hope that'll pick it up. It should hold its shape more. There's definitely a visible difference. You guys probably can't see it, but there really is. That's my tempered end. Tempered, non-tempered. Right, so if I turn it over, it's really weird because to me right here, there is a clear difference. And there's one end that's like a bit fatter and raised, and visually, to me, it looks a bit more like chocolate. But that's actually the non-tempered end. And as I'm feeling it, I've just washed my hands to keep them cool. That, look, I don't know if you can see, like, I'll do it another bit more. Like, I'm getting chocolate on my fingers already. I'm sorry to use that word again, but it's feeling clammy. Like, same for that. But when I hold the tempered end, that still feels cold. That's cool, right? Same for the milk chocolate. It's like almost like two different temperatures. Again, with the dark chocolate as well. So now we'll do a snap test. So white chocolate, non-tempered. Did you hear that? That was like soap. There's no snap. It might not be a snap now. I've kind of set myself up, but I hope you heard the snap. Microphone, I hope you worked. Non-tempered milk. Tempered milk. Huh? I feel like I'm trying to sell it. I'm not. Non-tempered dark. Tempered dark. Oh, and that's a good one. That's it. It stops it being clammy, it helps it hold its shape, and it gives it back to being what it's meant to be. These are our untempered remote controls. I mean, let's not beat about the bush here. They look good. Oh my gosh. But no, look, oh, it's clammy. Ooh. So this is non-tempered. Oh, look. It's like sort of that naff rip-off controller your friend used to always give your friend when he came around your house. You know, you'd be playing on the computer game. You'd have the authentic one and you'd give him like the rubbish one. Again, I've set myself up for a fall here. These are going to be the same, aren't they? These feel heavier. They feel weighty. Oh my God, do you hear it? It just plops out like, that's a brick. You could build a house with that. Look, I popped that one out, the PlayStation one. A little bit tricky to hold. Absolute charm. From clammy minging chocolate to like Great Scott Back to the Future rock hard. Look. Amazing. More kitchen gadgets. Oh, that looks pretty cool. The untempered is so soft. I mean, it's don't get me wrong, it's delicious. It works. But tempered, there's a bite to it. I can't explain it. This has been a video that I've wanted to do for absolutely ages, and I'm sorry if it's gone on a little bit too long. It's my style. You either like it or you don't. I'm just over the moon that it's kind of educated me a little bit. I hope it's educated you, and if you do try tempering your own chocolate, send me a picture on social media at My Virgin Kitchen. Remember to subscribe for regular videos, and let me know down below what you want to see next, and I'll see you again next time.